Welcome to the Monkey Nut Punch podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Your podcast. Thank you. Your podcast for movies, TV, gaming, and some polite fluff at the end. Where we ask the epic question, what do you mean you haven't seen it, Nige? Now, that's going to come up at one point during the show.
To be fair, I think Keith's wonderful soundboard should literally just have that on it.
What do you mean you haven't seen it, Nige?
It saves you the time and effort.
I might have to record that.
There's another. I have to record. I have to put my video together for spoiler warning because we'll need one of them later. Anyway,
I added this one especially for Nige.
A bit too generic. Can you something specific? Maybe Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. Anywho.
Yeah, I've got to find that.
So, immensely.
Or the underpants gnomes.
Right. So, how are we doing, guys?
Oh, I'm good, as you could probably tell.
You're back in your studio.
Yeah, you're right.
In my studio.
Nigel is currently at sea. He's at sea. He's sitting on a boat in a cupboard because he likes recording in cupboards because the sound's better.
Do you know what? If I had a room that had enough space in, I'd build a little cubby hole in there and stick my computer in and do it from there.
Still build a cupboard and put it in a cupboard.
Still build a cupboard.
Okay. All right. We've got some hellos and bits. So just say hi, Chuck. Hi, The Hobbit. I'm just going to call you The Hobbit because you keep changing your prefix. And look, it's Keith's foot. Right. Okay. Let's go on to the first section, which is the movie news. And we start with a trailer. We start with a trailer from good old Jason Statham. This is the Wrath of Man, a Guy Ritchie film. Ladies, I've got my sound on my PC. Just press a button. There you go. Now it's got. Try again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new addition. H.
Portico Security specialized in cash trucks across LA.
Do you have any idea how dangerous this job can be?
Some idea, yeah. We ain't the predators. We're the prey.
You ready?
Ready.
I'll be honest, I really like the idea of this.
Why don't you flip pistols in a machine gun fight?
Do you have a problem?
I don't know. Do I?
It's a 10 grand drop. You should have been back 5 minutes ago. They're serious.
Leave this to me.
Get in the truck next time.
Sorry, pal.
Who is this lunatic?
It doesn't.
How could you not shoot his legs there?
It's like he wants trucks to get hit. He's not a cop. But if he's not a cop, what is he?
He's chasing the street.
It's a geezer.
A civilian, too.
There was an investigation.
We still haven't found the scum who did it.
You were in an accident.
My son.
That didn't look like an accident to me, pal.
I need to know who killed my son.
The tree has been shook, and it's been shook hard. We've scorched earth.
You started by saying you'd do anything. What I'm hearing is, you think you've done everything.
I can see it's going to be a long night.
It's got to be an inside job. I can do it in 2 weeks. I only wish you could do it in 20 years. But I do bear a grudge.
Every time Jason Statham talks, all I hear is, I'm a geezer, I'm a geezer, I'm a geezer, I'm a geezer. I'm a geezer.
This is the geezer version of John Wick, I think.
Yeah.
If John Wick was a geezer, this is what it would be. Okay. I'm hoping it has the heist kind of mechanics that a Guy Ritchie film usually has, but I like the look of that.
Yeah, you're right. It's very John Wick. That it really did remind me of that. Apart from they've elevated it from a puppy being murdered to his son.
It's more than likely going to be good, but I wish they'd said it in London. It would have been more Guy Ritchie if it had been geezers everywhere rather than in America. But that's just me. But the trailer, it did make me kind of go, "Oh, I want to see this." I saw the trailer last week. Actually, it was I can do that.
I was watching that trailer going, do you know what? I can get on board with this. This is the sort of pure action thing that I quite like.
Having the action's fine, but because it's Guy Ritchie, my expectation is to have a really twisty, turny end where everything all comes together, all the random things all come together, and that's what I'm expecting because that's what he usually does with his films that are kind of gangsterish.
A proper plot,
like The Gentleman, Lots of Loose Smoky Barrels, and Snatch and stuff. I'm hoping that that's the case because if that's the case, then this is going to be great. If it's not the case and it's just a straight kind of action film, I don't know. I think it'll still be good, but it won't hit that I have an expectation. I think it's a problem for me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I
get it.
I know what you mean. Although I really don't mind it just being pure action, all out, just stuff revenge that he's doing. Yeah, sure, if there's a twist in the end, cool. But I don't mind.
It depends how well it's done.
Yeah.
If
it's Guy Ritchie.
It is Guy Ritchie.
It's going to be good, right?
Yeah, I like the show.
It's Jason Statham.
Jason Statham
blowing the shit out of everything. How can it not be good?
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be sweet. Let's just get ready to move on to our next one. Enjoying the podcast so far? Why don't you give us a like on YouTube? Thanks. Not Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, because they do sequels these days. Don't put 2 or Return of the Suicide Squad or something like that. It's the.
I think they want to forget the first one. So this is kind of don't remember that first one. This is number one.
True. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look how good.
To be fair, I don't remember the first one.
Well, it's probably your brain saved you the hassle. All right.
I've probably watched it.
You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna risk the entire mission for a mental defective dressed as a court jester.
It's coming from a guy that wears a toilet seat on his head. We don't leave one of our own behind.
Hopefully Harley's still alive.
No funny business, Colonel. These are dangerous people.
Team 2 is clear to go.
Fire up. 3, 2.
What are you guys doing?
What? We're here to save you.
You were gonna save me?
It was a really good plan, too.
Well, I can go back inside and you can still do it.
That's patronizing.
I'm so sorry. Harley Quinn.
Bloodsport.
Oh, bloody music.
You know the deal.
You can tell that this is what's his face because the music's going to be odd.
Well, it's that's that fella from Walking Dead, isn't it?
You failed to
Daryl's
my
brother.
orders in any way.
Yeah.
And
Can I detonate the explosive device?
the Guardians Galaxy. That's it.
So this is the famous Suicide Squad.
Stepped in shit.
It's a James Gunn film.
Nom nom.
I don't know if that means it's good or not.
Any questions?
And
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
we're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Is that meant to be the funny bit?
Here's the deal.
We'll come back to that.
You die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized
Yeah.
license plates.
I know,
You
Chuck.
die.
That's why we're doing our best to sort of talk
Covering your
over
mouth.
this while it's all going on.
For you to cough without covering
Yeah.
your mouth.
Is he a fella from
How am I supposed to know?
You're the leader. You're supposed to be decisive.
And I've decided that
the
you should eat a
the
big
Dark
bag of
leader of
dicks.
Daleks?
This whole beach was completely
Oh,
covered in
it's
dicks.
Peter Capaldi
Somebody
who
said
played
I'd
the.
eat every dick until
Yeah,
the beach was
Peter
clean for living.
Capaldi, but is he meant to be the leader of Daleks with the stuff coming out of him?
No, he's the thinker from the
Who knows why
Flash.
madmen do what they do?
Oh, gee.
This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
Wow.
You worry, eh? I'm going to get you out of here alive.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
Oh my god, we've got a freaking kaiju up in this shit!
What is that thing? Is that a big
It looked like a
starfish?
giant starfish.
It's called Starro.
Wow.
Cool sound there. Right. Right. I'm in two minds about this. One, it looks like a rip-off of Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Then the other part of it too is, was this done in a rush? The fact that it's got Peter Capaldi on it is one for me, because I like Peter Capaldi. I think he's a great actor and he should be getting all the work he can get because he deserves it. But that's just my bias. I'll be completely honest with you on that. The humor, it's like the King Shark is Groot. Yeah, a bit more gory version of Groot, which I kind of appreciate.
I think you take the Guardians of the Galaxy, put even more zany music in it, and make it a fuck's like more weird. And I think you're going to have this movie. Now, you either like James Gunn at his weirdest or you don't. And I think this is going to be a bit Marmite. The trailer makes me want to see this because I think it's going to be interesting. But I mean, I liked the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is nowhere near as good. It's an okay movie, but it's nowhere near as good. So this could be hit or it could be a miss. But I kind of like the trailer. The trailer makes me smile, and I like it. Hit all the right notes for me.
Yeah, I'm so aware that it feels like they're going for Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the thing. That's what it feels like. They are push me right towards that, and that's making me go, I don't know. It's like having tricky shit. You know,
I don't know. Well, James obviously did the. He directed Guardians of the Galaxy, so he's taken that winning formula and boshed it into this and gone, let's see if it works. It might well do it.
Yeah.
It's chucked a little bit of comedy in there, although I didn't find that hand thing funny in the slightest. There might be I like the Harley Quinn thing is at the start. Oh, you breaking in that for me? Do you want me to go back in so you can do it?
Oh, I'm so touched.
I like that.
It's got Lufa in it. It's got
I was talking to my brother.
It's got what's his face in the yellow t-shirt, who I quite like in some of the things he's been in.
I think his name is.
Yes, he was in the first season of
Altered Carbon.
Yeah,
and
he was good in that
RoboCop reboot.
Yeah, well, that wasn't so good, but he was good in that. I this could be good, and as you said, it's got Peter Capaldi in it, so it's piqued my interest slightly.
Yeah.
I do kind of like what's her face as Harley Quinn. I get why the Harley Quinn film isn't liked. I have actually now seen that. It's all right, but it's chocked full of crappy politics. But I think she's quite good as Harley Quinn. I think she works for me as Harley Quinn. I don't know. I'm with you on it, Gareth. I'm slightly pessimistic, but I think it could be good.
It's like
yeah,
you're like yeah. That's the thing. There's something not quite right about it. I can't put my fingers on it. That's the thing. I'll figure it out eventually. But Nigel, you got anything you want to add to that one before we move on to the next one?
Well, the only thing I can say is we've watched those two trailers back to back, and the only one that is stuck in my mind is the first one with Statham.
Yeah, that's true. Because I watched that a week or so ago.
I could actually go back and watch the Statham's trailer again and again, and probably not get too bored of it. This one I've seen it. Well, I've seen it a couple of times now. I'm bored of it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that deserves.
Nothing to see here.
As we move on to our next story. Okay. All right. Dear Snyder fans of the Snyderverse, you is a bit thick. And the reason you're a bit thick is you're review bombing Godzilla versus Kong because you don't like that Warner Brothers isn't rebooting the Snyder thing. Now, I'd like to point out the following. Godzilla vs. King Kong is distributed by Warner Brothers, not made by Warner Brothers, and they don't have a say-so. It's done by Legendary Pictures, who also are responsible for Pacific Rim, and that's one of the reasons it looked very Pacific Rim-y at the end. Why you fringe lunatic?
Because these people are nuts. I mean, I know that there was this calling to see the Snyder Cut. I never understood it. Having seen the Snyder Cut, I can still take and leave it. All it's done for me is make the film make a bit more sense. I'm still not a fan of the Snyderverse. Never will be a fan of the Snyderverse. He does not understand the characters. And if you're a fan of the Snyderverse, then not sure you're not understand the characters either, because if you really know these characters, he doesn't nail them very well. The only redeeming thing about them is Wonder Woman, and even that's gone down the pan since the last movie. So, okay, Aquaman is likable, but I don't get it. I just nah. Screw off. Yeah, I'm not. The internet's not with you. You know, usually when these things happen, almost everybody agrees. But the Snyderverse is a niche among a niche already, so it's not that many people. They're not going to be able to review bomb this like some of the Star Wars stuff.
I understand that Rabid want to have the Snyderverse. I get that. Yeah, because I like Doctor Who and kind of like Star Trek before they fucked it up. But I can understand that you want the one that worked for you. That makes perfect sense in my eyes. But my ass says Godzilla and King Kong have nothing to do with it. Full stop.
Yeah.
Just because they've managed to carry on the Monsterverse doesn't mean you should punish them. Because if you do that, then other people will come around and fuck with the Snyderverse equally. And we're getting this weird kind of, I can't describe it, a cultural fan civil war, shall we say. Just let the King Kong verse be the King Kong verse and petition for the Snyderverse if you can get it. I personally would like to see him do more original stuff. I think it works better if he does. I think he'd probably be better off doing more original stuff. And I think that would work. And that Snyder thing, I could chop an hour out of that film. Easy. I could take 20 minutes by removing the slow-mo. The only time you should have a slow-mo is when the Flash is moving really quickly and everyone else is moving really slowly. But yeah, fucking hot dog thing.
Yeah, I know.
Thinking about his wiener. That's why it's symbolic of him thinking about his wiener. That's why he grabbed a hot dog. That's all I can say in regards to that. So yeah. Dumbasses. Let's move on to TV, shall we? Right. Black Widow and Cruella. Right. First things first, yeah. I think Hollywood has how can I put it? Has an inability to understand how heroes work. And I'm saying that because of Cruella, yeah? Cruella was a skeletal villain who wanted to skin puppies alive to make a coat. Yeah, she's a villain, full stop. Don't need to have any more than that. She's a failed fashion designer. No, she's just evil. Just leave it at that. Her name.
They've done this with Magnificent, haven't they? They made then that had a second movie, and then some are comparing it to the Joker. Which please stop doing that right now. It's a Disney movie, so it's not going to be like the Joker.
Hang on a second. Joker was still the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He was still the bad guy at the end of the day. Didn't change you because he murdered his bloody clinician, whoever it was he's talking to at the end. And I think it was just an elaborate story so he could murder the clinician. And that's what I think the thing is. I don't think any of it happened. I think he made it all up. But that's why it seems like Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, because he watched those films and went, you know what, I could rip them off. She's not going to know. And then when I get a chance, I'm going to kill her because I'm the Joker, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
But anyway, coming back to this. Right, notably, Black Widow and Cruella will now premiere on Disney Plus the same times they open up in the cinemas. Cruella will be arriving as scheduled on the 28th of May, whilst Black Widow has been pushed back 2 months to debut on the 9th of July instead of the 7th of May, which means we might be able to see it in the UK in cinemas. Other films going through are Free Guy, The Kingsman, Deepwater, Death on the Nile. I think Death on the Nile was the Hercule Poirot one with, what's his mush, directed Thor? Kenneth Branagh, that was his name. Now, it's weird because Disney, we were going through this whole Disney won't put it on Disney Plus, Disney won't put it on Disney Plus. I think the MCU has taken an almighty hit due to C-19. I think it's the best way of describing it. I'm going to call it C-19. Yeah. Because not many people are going to theatres, this, that, and the other. And
I don't think it's just that. I think it's a combination of Endgame, people suddenly realizing that this 5-year blip is a bigger problem, and I do generally think that. And I think, Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
they've finished off the MCU.
Yeah,
that's what they did.
Yeah,
they ended it. Endgame was the last big film. Sorry,
I don't think they've gone down a route that just. I mean, Wonder Vision wasn't good. I don't care what people, all the critics are saying it's lovely. It was great. Oh, it was so brave. But the fans are going.
It was going somewhere, and they didn't go there. That was the bit that annoyed me.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't. There's just been no MCU for over a year, and I don't think people have missed it as much because where do you go with it now? You've got rid of your big hitters. You've got rid of Tony Stark. You've got rid of Captain America at the moment, but if the rumors are true, Chris Evans is coming back. I don't really have. It's a prequel movie as well. I mean, she's dead, unless they're going to bring her back. Somehow she's dead.
This would have worked better just before Endgame. Because if you did the film before Endgame and you really got to like her and then you killed her off, it would have a more dramatic kind of hit. But I'm not. Are you bothered? Do you want to see Black Widow?
No, not that. Only because I kind of want to see what they're doing at the end of it, because apparently there's an interesting cutscene at the end. But I'm not that fussed about it anymore because they've killed her off. Had they not killed her off, it's kind of like the ultimate spoiler. She's dead.
I just want to ask Nigel something just to see if it's the same. Are you interested in seeing Black Widow? Have you lost all interest now?
Well, when they first announced it, I was quite interested. But it's gone on so long since they've announced it, I've actually lost it. I totally forgot it was even a thing.
Okay. Sorry. So I just needed to hear that from Nigel, because I think that's a general consensus. Nigel, is what the normies are. We go to Nigel and we ask Nigel a question, and Nigel represents the normies. And when me and you represent more of a kind of hardcore/core fan base in this, where we have a bit more understanding and we know a bit about the comic characters and the films and whatnot. And I've lost interest in it, and you said you've lost interest in it, and Nigel's lost interest in it. And I think Disney know that. I think they know that, and that's why they've gone, fuck the cinema release. It's like Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters Afterlife, yeah?
The problem is, Ghostbusters Afterlife I'm still interested in seeing. I'm interested in seeing.
I forgot about it.
I forgot about it, but I am interested in seeing it when it comes. Whereas the problem, what they've done is, I think Wonder Vision did a lot more damage than it did good, because when they revealed Agatha Harkness, there was all these possibilities, right? And if they'd done one of those possibilities, just one of those, it would have reignited my interest in the MCU, because I thought, you could do the X-Men, or you could bring in the Fantastic Four.
Left Quicksilver as Quicksilver, and you said you pulled him in from another universe and just left it at that, and that was then Scarlet Witch's thing to say, hang on, if he comes from another universe, I might be able to pull my kids out of another universe. And that was the end. But
they just closed off any possibility at the moment of there being anything cool. And then it just reminds me again of how disappointed I was with the 5-year, this 5-year blip thing. It just doesn't work for me at all. It just narratively doesn't work. The MCU was always difficult to keep going narratively, but they did a pretty damn good job considering this 5-year blip thing has just fucked everything, and it doesn't make any sense. And they're going to a dark place, and we'll come back to it because I know we're going to review it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which just again doesn't work for me in a Marvel universe. And I don't know, they've lost their way, and I think it was more than not subverting expectations in WandaVision. WandaVision started off bad, got interesting, ended really disappointingly. We've brought witchcraft into the MCU. Oh wow. It's all about it's a whamming thing again, and that's the edge they're going for.
Hang on a second. We brought witchcraft in to think, what was fucking Doctor Strange about?
Yes, exactly. I mean, it stands to reason that if there's magic in the MCU, and bearing in mind that witchcraft was there already because technically the Grandmaster wasn't a wizard, she was a witch because female, blah blah blah. So we've already seen this. It wasn't a reveal. We knew that there was witchcraft in the MCU. What would have been really cool is if we got a hint of Fantastic Four, a hint of the X-Men. If you'd done a backdoor intro for mutants in that, or hinted at it, everybody would be sitting here talking about it right now. Everybody would be interested in the MCU. We'd go and see this film. We'd be going, oh, it's an MCU film. Oh, it's amazing again. They utterly fucked it. I mean, they completely screwed the landing on WandaVision, and I don't know if they're doing any better at the moment. And
the other thing too is that Wanda was the villain, but they treated her as she was the hero. This is the thing. I think Hollywood doesn't understand how fucking heroes work. I really do. She imprisoned a whole town, like 6,000 people in a town. She kept the kids away from the parents. They clearly didn't want that. There was a poor guy who was worried about his dad because he was sick and in the hospital, but couldn't get to his dad in the hospital. All these people. Oh yeah, Wanda, one death. Yeah, fuck off. Pull the fucking other one. Yeah? Hang on a second. This is what I think of it.
Fuck off!
That's better. But it is. It was absolute fucking nonsense. That's the bit that got me. I would have accepted it if you'd have left the door open for the mutants and you'd have hinted at the Fantastic Four. If you'd have done that and just kind of warmed people up to the idea, it would have been okay. And I don't want to sound rude or anything. Monica Rambeau, I liked her at first. I thought she was all right. She's quite charismatic. I think they've written the character wrong. The actress seems like she's okay. She hasn't got RBF, which is terrible for most bloody actresses at the moment because they want to look tough. Yeah, but RBF is not the way to go. But talking of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, hang on a second. Let's just put that in.
Wow.
All right. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, beats The Mandalorian and WandaVision to become the most watched Disney debut. Wait, guys, because I want to finish this one off. I can't get my notes up. Right. Official press release from Disney revealed that episode 1 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier ranked as the most watched series premiere on Disney Plus history due to its opening weekend. The show topped numbers from season 2 premiere of Lucasfilm's Mandalorian and the studio premiere of WandaVision. And I go bullshit. Bullshit. You know why I go bullshit? No numbers.
No, right. Hang on. I'll tell you, it's true. It is true. But
how is it true?
But stick with me here. So when The Mandalorian first debuted, the very first season of
Mandalorian was in the thing.
Yes,
not the
but
first.
This is gone by. The Mandalorian was the most watched thing on Disney Plus, first season, second season. It's because all the time Disney are increasing their subscribers. So when you say it's the most watched thing on thing, yeah, it is because you've increased your subscriber count. So it stands to reason. Now do ratios against your subscriber counts versus how many of those subscribers watched it, and look at the ratios. Then we find out, I bet you, that The Mandalorian kicks the ass off all of these things. And that's what a lot of people are now posing.
Keith, it goes like this, yeah. If you wandered into a meeting with me and you said it's the most watched ever, and I go, by how many? 1, 2, a million, 2 million? No data. Fuck off. There's an expression. It goes like this: "In God we trust." Everybody else has to bring data.
I thought I saw figures, in fairness, but I know that they've got 90 million subscribers now. And when the Mandalorian debuted, they didn't have that many.
They said they had 100 million subscribers.
I think you're correct in the fact that they're fudging the figures, but not in the way. I think it's true that it was the most watched thing on Disney. I believe that. I do, because of the amount of subscribers that Disney has increased since WandaVision, because WandaVision brought in a few more million since the Mandalorian.
No figures.
Look at the figures through ratios.
No figures. No figures. I watched WandaVision and I watched Mandalorian, and I wanted to watch them. And I wanted to watch them. I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I'm like, nah,
I think a lot of people wanted to watch Winter Soldier. I believe that it is the most watched thing. I just don't think it is. But when you actually look at the figures, I don't think it's the most popular thing based upon weight ratios, and that's the thing I'm going for.
I think that
if the Mandalorian debuted now,
a handful of hay as you're clutching at straws, Keith.
No, I don't. No, but listen to me. Hang on, listen to what I'm saying. Because there is data. I'm giving you the data.
You're not giving. No,
if you hear what I'm saying, because
that's speculation. There's a difference between data and speculation.
Well, no, because I've been reading a lot about this. There's been a lot of speculation on this, but I think there was figures released. I do think there is figures released. I saw some figures somewhere.
Go find the figures. Go find the figures now. If you know those figures, you can find them.
It's 90 odd anywhere. 90 odd million subscribers.
Disney said in the investor call last time we talked about it, they got 100 million subscribers on Disney Plus.
Well, it stands to reason that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the most watched thing on it, but it hasn't done anything to earn that.
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is.
I think that is true. I just don't think it. I think if the Mandalorian debuted now, it'll be much, much bigger. Is what I'm getting at. I think what they're hiding is.
I think older TV series on Disney Plus are being watched more. I think if you go in there and you'll go, because we all know that Friends and Seinfeld and all those other comedies and stuff from the 90s are getting watched more on Netflix and Amazon and Hulu and all those other things.
True.
More so than the newer stuff. Yeah, if you compare the viewing figures for Friends versus Stranger Things, Friends beats it. Hands down.
I can't understand though how Mighty Ducks the game changers didn't beat that. I mean, Mighty Ducks is back with Gordon Bombay. It's awesome.
I know what that's their that's them trying to what do you call it? Cobra Kai their way.
Yeah, it is, and you have to. It's not going to be as I don't think it's going to have as wide appeal as Cobra Kai because far more people watch Karate Kid. But I loved the Mighty Duck movies when I was a kid, and so watching this makes me feel all nostalgic, and it's actually genuinely quite good.
Is Daredevil, the guy who plays Foggy in the TV series on Netflix? Yes. Is the ginger one from that?
He's the big kid that did the smacks across the thing. He's like the hard bastard in this, and he went from the hard thing to the dweeb in Daredevil. It's really quite funny, but I think the Mighty Ducks films are great. They still are. They still are watchable.
Anywho, let's move on to gaming. Sony quietly kills off old web versions of the PlayStation Store that lets people get access to PlayStation 3, Vita, and PSP games. Got a bit of a problem with this one because I've got a load of PS3 games that are from the store, and I've got a load of Vita games from the store, and I've got a load of PSP games from the store too. I have quite a few of them, and not being able to, I haven't got a PSP or a Vita, but I still got my PS3. And not being able to access some of that content is not going to be fantastic for myself. It's the web store at the moment, and I don't know if they mean the actual store because I think that they're planning on tearing them down. I'm going to say tearing them down. I think it's in July, and right. So the 2nd of July, Sony will permanently shut its PSP and PS3 store, while the Vita store will open until the 27th of August. The funny thing is, people are still developing games for the PS Vita, which I didn't know until the other day. when I was checking this out. And what they're doing at the moment is they're rushing to try and get those games through on the store. It's not great for developers. It would be nice for them to kind of keep these things, downscale them so it's a bit slower to download from, etc., but don't kill it off in the fashion that they're doing at the moment, because it's not good.
They're killing it dead, aren't they? They're not scaling it down either to meet demand. They're just going all out. Bosh, stopping, mate. But they're stealthily doing it. They don't seem to make an announcement on it, but it's just sort of someone's found out that this is what's going to happen.
Oh, the developers had to find out through another blog, because they didn't know until this other blog put through, which is like, it's a bit shitty behavior on Sony's part. Shouldn't be doing that. You should have given them a year's notice.
Yeah.
After a year, we're going to give you a year's notice, and when we get to the end of that year, it's gone. It's done. It's finished.
Well, exactly. Like you say, Vita is still being supported by publishers, and if they've started to make a game for the Vita, and then Sony goes, "Oh, by the way, in a few months we're closing it down, so you can't sell it," be like, "What a waste of bloody resource that we've just put into this," and it's going to really piss publishers off, and they're just not going to maybe create anything for newer consoles.
This is the thing: is it's not big publishers; it's the smaller indie publishers,
and they're the ones.
To be honest with you, they're the ones who've been causing the Vita to tick over more than anything else, because the big publishers have all left and kind of left it to die on its own. But the indie ones have kept going.
You've got a Vita, haven't you?
Shame. Yeah,
I got rid of my Vita a while back.
Oh,
it's a shame though, because the Vita was a good follow up to the PSP, and I loved the PSP, and it's a shame that Sony didn't carry on with that.
I've still got my PSP 1001 version.
I think I've still got my PSP actually. I think it might be in the room with me.
I've got it. I've got it somewhere in my cupboard, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll connect it to the internet by Wi-Fi, just to update it, because it probably hasn't been updated in many years, because it's got inbuilt Wi-Fi. But because it's so old, it's not on the same Wi-Fi version and bandwidth, so it can't even connect to the Wi-Fi. So I can't even update it.
You need to switch your 2.4 gigs on. No, it should be fine.
Yeah, I tried that.
I had to switch my one over to 5 before we started, because it keeps defaulting to the 2.4 if loads of people use my Wi-Fi just for bandwidth's sake. It's sucky, and I think it needs to. What were you thinking, Sony? Come on, really?
Yeah, I think that's a bit out of order, really. Yeah, give developers and people who are creating. I know Sony probably won't know who is making games at the moment for the Vita, but
it should be
they
obvious.
should have just put a thing out to everyone who has in the past made games about a year ago, gone, by the way, we're planning to stop services on this time, please plan accordingly.
Yeah.
And there wouldn't be any issue. But for them to say in a couple of months we're going to do it, they're going, hang on, we're 8 months in, we were planning to release in.
That was the problem. The simple way of doing it is everybody who has a PS Vita development kit gets told. That's it.
Yeah.
And they know, because they sell them these kits for 3-4 grand a piece. Anyway.
Yeah.
Our next one.
I wonder if it's loaded.
I love that one. PS Plus games for April, right around the corner. Literally right around the corner. It goes like this. Days Gone on the PS4, which I recommend that you get, because it's one of the best zombie games, I think. I think it's the way they do it. It kind of sags a little towards the end, but just get over that. By that time, if you get to that time, you're already invested in the whole game. Next one is Oddworld: A Soulstorm, which I think is brand new.
I think that is a brand new game, not yet released.
Yeah, on the PS5, which looks really
I've never really liked Oddworld games, but I'm still going to get it, and I'm going to give it a try, see if I like it.
Yeah, because it's not going to cost you a penny, considering it's going to be a PS Plus thing. Then we've got Zombie Army 4 Dead War. I have no idea what that is, but I'm definitely going to give that a try, considering... Hang on a second. Echo, stop. Stupid bitch. I mean, sorry.
This will be great when I edit it into the video later.
Yeah.
Do you know what that zombie game? That sounds like a co-op game. I haven't read into it. It probably is a co-op game of some sort that we can play together.
Yes.
If so, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I know you were saying about playing games together. And the next one I think might be one of those ones. Hi, we've also got a Facebook page. Why don't you pop over there and give us a like? You can also watch the live streams on there. Thanks. No Man's Sky's bloody had an update again.
Oh, God.
Oh, nice. I think you might like this one, and we might have to go and grab Babster for this one.
Welcome to No Man's Sky,
This is
the
the Expedition
update.
Oh.
So we've got newer jetpacks, so cooler looking jetpacks.
A new mode where players start on the same planet and embark together on expeditions across the galaxy.
So we can all just start a new game
Use
together.
updated visualization technology to discover secrets. Work as a community to unlock new rewards.
A community, eh? Should we set up the Monkey Nut Punch community?
Earn
No Man's
mission
Sky?
matches by conquering
we might have to.
milestones.
Just when I thought I was
How are they
finished with the
making
game.
money?
Voyage together across the
can't be
galaxy
free.
to discover
This
new
is free.
frontiers.
It's a free
How are they
update.
making money?
I'll tell you how they're making money in a second. The new cruiser looking ships in
A
there.
complete new way to experience
I like the look of this.
universe together.
I like this. Oh,
That bit there where you can, as a
And
team, go
undertake
through
new
the.
and dangerous challenges.
It's Robot Wars. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just need one with a buzzsaw.
Right, I'll tell you how they're getting money, Keith. It's on. I'm sure it's on the Xbox Games Pass, No Man's Sky at the moment, so they're probably getting paid monthly from them. And if they can keep the users on there, they're probably getting a greater share of the money that they normally get by releasing the passes and bits. They're getting more. I'm waiting for them to turn around and say No Man's Sky 2, because if they've done so, it was started off as such a disappointment. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be great, but it wasn't going to be the crushing disappointment that it was.
And you're right, because it was so disappointing. It had a record amount of people returning the game, didn't it? And everyone was going, do you know what? This is nowhere near, and it has hardly any of the features that you said it would have. I kept mine. You kept yours.
Yeah.
During some of the sort of worst parts of the pandemic last year, we were playing the shit out of this game, and I was loving it. It's. I want a PS5 again, you bastard.
Yeah, it runs really buttery smooth on the PS5.
Yes,
shut up. It's like liquid image butter. I think.
I've got something that will make you laugh. You boys laugh. I've got a story to tell you this week.
Okay. Wait
until we get to this. Wait until we get to this. Put a pin in it until we get to the what the fuck, and you'll tell it before we get to the what the fuck story. Just I got the patch notes. That's it. Update 3.3 Expedition introduces brand new ways to play No Man's Sky. Start a fresh journey, including a brand new game mode. Master a unique set of challenges. Revitalized mission mechanics and exclusive new rewards. Visiting bustling hub worlds. Ooh, that sounds. I need to go and see it. It might be crap, but I have to go and see it. Shared expeditions. This is the thing. We've got to get on this, guys, when we get a chance. Yeah.
I went to this first before I saw the trailer. And I was spent so long reading through this because they're adding so much content on this. This one page is everything that they're putting in. I then watched the video and went, I should have started here, because that gave. And remember, if you try to remember everything that they're going to add in Expeditions, it's going to be, you just can't remember it all.
Well, we got shared. Let's just go through the cliff notes. Shared expeditions, milestones, and phases. Each expedition phase is made up of milestones. That looks fantastic. So you work your way
This
through.
bit, the milestones that you can work through together as like missions, I think.
Yeah.
As a community, I think that's how
I think it's going to ask you to map systems, which would be good. Map systems. Go to a system, map all the planets in the system, get 5 things on this planet, 3 on this planet, 2 on this planet, show some ore, etc. Space station missions overhaul. So we're going to have missions from the space station. Agents have been reworked for greater depth. No longer those shitty little fetch quests. That's going to be good. That giant bloody
and interests, it says. So a little bit more interesting, maybe.
Hopefully. Milestone patches. Each complete expedition reveals over 100 handcraft patches that you can pick. So you get these little kind of reward things. Mission target sweeping. So they've updated the goggles which you can see through.
Oh, so it tells you the direction. Yeah, so it flashes which way you need to. Yeah.
Twitch drops.
Oh, that's if you
can now earn in-game rewards by watching No Man's Sky on Twitch. The first official Twitch drop campaign will start from the 1st of April to the 5th of April. While we're doing this, crap. Okay, fair enough. Include rewards such as characters, customization, emotes, I need got a dry mouth. Weekend events. New weekend events available from the Nexus. Polo Nada will indicate specific locate missions for all travelers. So we've got that on there. Rendezvous points. Special rendezvous
They're
points.
making this very compelling again, aren't they?
Do you see what I mean by the amount
pulling
of
you
stuff?
back in.
They've updated
Explorer
the
ships
graphics as well.
enhancements. Explorer class ships have been visually refurbished with enhanced modes and models. I've got a battleship, one for starting fights with. I have my traveler ship, which it sounds like a pikey ship. My traveler ship, which is designed to jump as far as it can because it can survive going through black holes without taking any damage. Dude, oh man, before I was.
Well, you've got much further into this game than I have.
God, look at that.
Oh, they have changed. Yeah,
look at the detail on that. Look.
Yeah.
Sorry for people listening on the podcast.
They've
that looks
for
really
the podcast people. Yeah, they've increased the detail.
Oh my god! I've just realised. Hang on a second. I'm 1/3 down the page.
Yeah.
This ongoing expeditions, resource targeting sweeps, new mission boards. What else we got? Sentinel combat mechanics enhancements. Okay, cool. Because I usually get fights with the Sentinels. Oh, that looks quite cool. They've tidied that up. Quality of life. Okay, a number of quality of life ones like the quick menu and stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cross-platform discoveries. That'd be good. So I'm gonna have to
So
add myself.
essentially, if we've played on our PS4 when it first got released, and we discovered a place or planet or whatever, and somebody later on, let's say they got an Xbox X, and then they've discovered the same. Now they've merged the two because we found it.
No, not just that. On the Oculus, Xbox One, PSVR, PlayStation 5, Steam.
I'm just giving an
Windows
example.
Store, everything.
Just an example.
Anyone discovers any world on any of the platforms, boom. Awesome.
It's the person who found it first. If you find the same person who found it first takes precedent, and it's not that it matters really, but
they've tidied up the UI, so the UI looks a bit cleaner.
Yeah, it does. Bit cleaner. Actually, it stood out a little bit more before.
That's one thing. The loading optimization was always a problem. So they've just sorted that out because the amount of popping you get in there was ridiculous. Like on fireworks. I'm sure they had fireworks before, but jeez. New markers. Cracky. Cross save rewards. Ooh, does this mean I can play on my PS5 and then go to my Xbox S and play on that? Ooh.
Probably.
Oh, streamlined jetpack unit. So it looks a lot cooler. Looks like Robbie Rocket Pants. What else we got? Multiplayer mission improvements. Okay, cool. The Golden Vector, which is a gold ship. It's an alpha. I can't remember. I think it's the one that we got with the thingy. And there's still more.
I don't know. I haven't seen that skin.
Look at the notes. There's pages of it. It's. Jeez, Louise with cheesy peas. That is a lot of stuff. I think we'll be playing. I think we'll be playing that quite a bit.
I think. Hell, they must have made so many sales when it first came out, despite the refunds, for them to fund it.
I reckon quite a lot of those people who bought it have come back to it, because I have, and you have, and Keith has.
I've come back. I saw a lot of comments around this where on the video, on the trailer, where people have said, I sold it, but I've actually bought it secondhand later. I've returned it, bought it secondhand later because of the improvements that they've made to the game. Although they bought it cheaper, but they've bought it again to play it.
Guys, it's time for Monkey Nut Punch goes into space. I think that's what we referred to ourselves before as.
Monkeys in space.
And I'd like to move on to our next section. So just bear with us.
You're listening to the Monkey Nut Punch podcast.
Trying to get this thing on balance. PlayStation gives its first look at its new VR controllers. And I looked at them and I went, ooh, they look familiar. Why do they look familiar? And I was like,
go on.
Sorry, it's a little harder to do it. If you see the show notes, you'll understand why. I need to. Can I copy that? Christ,
yeah.
Why did I?
So right. I think you're right. Well, to me, they look like they've first off they've gone. Let's go full glove, have it inside like a boxing mitt, and then we'll just remove little bits. But I think if you're going to show the screen,
I'm going to show the screen of the other controllers. The problem is that. I looked at it. So look at this is the HTC Vive controller. For those on the podcast, it looks like a thing for balancing an egg. I think that's the best way of describing it. You put an egg on it and you do egg and spoon with it.
It's almost like a ladle, but you turn it upside down so it's facing downwards, doesn't it?
It looks kind of like that, but then I remember what I saw it on, and it was the Oculus's. It was on the Oculus's setup. If I could bring this up, and boom, there it is.
Yeah, around.
That's the Oculus's one. It looks like I'll be honest with you. It looks like they put a lot more effort into it than Oculus did, which isn't a bad thing. But it's interesting. It's very interesting.
I was thinking it was a bit more Oculus-like.
It looks, it looks very Oculus-like. It's one of those things.
They've taken it from both, really. They must have looked at what works on both of them and gone, do you know what? How do we improve it? And that's the best. I don't mind that, actually. If they're gone and stuck with their guns and gone, no, we're just going to refine what we've got. But they've looked at the Oculus, they've looked at the HTC, and they've taken the best and best of both and gone, right, let's incorporate that into our design. It seems to work better than what we've got at the moment. I don't mind that.
Yeah, I know this one. It looks all right. Okay, let's move on to our reviews, and we're going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier and King Kong versus Godzilla, and it's that way round, I'm afraid. Right. So we all watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I had to remember all these stories. I forgot about Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All I remember, right, he had Baron Zemo in it. They went to some weird pirate island, which wasn't NASA or Tortuga.
That weird pirate island that you're talking about is a fictional Asian thing that was usually featured in the X-Men. So that is a hint at the X-Men.
Okay.
Merapor. It's in the X-Men comic. It's in the X-Men comics a lot.
Okay, I'll be honest. Right, I'm gonna be honest with you. They tried to make you hate the new Captain America in this one by having him have an outburst. But I'll be honest with
They
you.
either try to make you hate him or show that he's got a human side to him.
I think they're trying to make you hate him because I can see politics. I can see shit idpol in this, and I don't like it, and it is kind of grating on me a bit. I think the Baron Zemo bit was quite good because it detracted from all of that, apart from the joke you made about Marvin Gaye. So yeah, that
passed me by, to be honest.
Oh, the Marvin Gaye one. They probably forgot it, to be honest with you, because it was so fucking forgettable.
The whole episode, I'll be honest, it didn't really grab me. I was watching it and I lost interest and started playing around on my phone instead, and glancing up every so often going, oh yeah, that's on. I'm losing it with this. It's not that interesting.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not. It's boring. I think
they started first episode. I said it started with that quite good, not amazing, but only quite good flight chase wingsuit people, which I still had issues with because I don't understand how a jet-powered Falcon cannot catch someone in a wingsuit. But all right.
Well, all right. Hang on a second.
But it's falling downhill from there.
They're just falling because there's a thing called TV terminal velocity. That's the only thing I can think of.
No, because they were going through a canyon.
They could.
They went through a canyon, didn't they? And it's pretty flat.
There is why he couldn't catch them. There is that, but
he was sporting a massive erection. It was causing drag.
But the important thing is, look at how you feel.
No, that explains it.
We're halfway through this already. We're 3 episodes in. We've got 3 more to come.
6. That's it. 6 only.
Right, the ginger lass. She was in Solo, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She's the ultimate minority. Ginger people. Yeah. Huh? She's 90 degrees.
She was in Solo.
Oh no, she's not the bad person.
I kind of like. I'd be interested to see what the Wakanda link is. Spoilers for the end of the episode, but I suspect it'll be lame. It's chocked for the politics. It's the whole. I don't want to be Captain America because I'm black.
I know the Wakanda link already. Would you like me to tell what the Wakanda link is?
Go on.
The compound that they use to create super soldiers is from the flower that gives the Black Panther his power. That's what it is.
Well, she was from, like you say, she was from Wakanda, and she grabbed. She saw, was it Zemo? Was that his name?
Yeah,
Zemo. Yeah,
Zemo, and obviously Zemo's the person who blew up the president of Wakanda, and so I just assumed that it was her seeing him, knew he was out and about, tracked him down to give him retribution for what he did. That's all I assumed. I might be wrong, but
the thing is, right, the two characters have got quite good chemistry, and when they are sort of backbiting each other, it's quite interesting. I don't need to see anything about the Winter's sister, the backstory about Falcon's sister. I don't care. Again, they're going down the Netflix Marvel route of making them really boring. You've got 6 episodes to make an interesting story, and everything you've done so far could have been condensed into 1 episode.
Yeah, true. 1 45-minute episode.
And this is my problem with the MCU at the moment, and this is why I'm hoping beyond hope that Loki... See, Loki's the only one that's got an interesting concept. The Loki series, on paper, could be good by going to different time periods throughout the
different
season.
Universes too,
and different universes. It could be interesting. This could have been good if you'd done a... The trouble is, it's going too dark. It's too dark. I mean, I can't believe this is on Disney Plus, because I wouldn't let a young kid watch this. This is not family orientated. This is going down the Captain America route, but ultra dark. And again, this is why I think the 5-year time gap does not work, because Marvel Cinematic Universe is not just for us geeky adults; it's also for kids too, to a certain extent. And this show is just proving it doesn't work. You know, they've dug themselves a hole and they're not digging themselves out of it very well. I mean, Zemo was good again. It could have been Zemo coming back could have been really interesting, and they kind of fluffed it.
Oh, it was interesting because they were fucking boring.
Yeah, you know, I see your point.
I think it doesn't help that I've been stung by WandaVision. So if it looks like it's leading anywhere, it's probably not leading anywhere. So there's people coming out with theories about bad guys and this, that, and the other. That's bullshit. Not going anywhere.
Yeah,
shit's not going anywhere at all.
I'm with you on it. Look, it's watchable, but it's not exactly setting my world alight.
True. Okay,
If that makes sense.
All right. Well, so we'll see what it's like. Might stick the landing for all we know. Okay. So let's move on to our next one. King Kong versus Godzilla, not Godzilla versus King Kong, because it was Kong centric through the entire film. First things first, you didn't need Millie Bobby Brown in it whatsoever. She didn't need to be in it at all. Could do one as far as I'm concerned. Character was a bit pointless, and so were her mates that she was hanging around with. Yeah, you could have just had them. You could have just had the billionaire, and he could have just looked at the spoiler warning. Right, spoiler warning. If you've not seen it, we speculated about something about this months back, and we were right.
Oh, I knew it was happening.
Yeah. Do you really worry about spoilers, Nige? Okay, Mechagodzilla is in it, and he's awesome.
Yes.
Doesn't look like it's finished though. That's the thing that got me. It didn't look like it's finished. It looked like it'd been welded together, but they hadn't put the plate metal over the top of it. If that made any sense.
No. Yeah.
It wasn't the shiny kind of cool kind of Mechagodzilla that way.
They have deliberately left a few unanswered things in this, and they're saying that at a crossroads, if this movie does well, there will be more.
Yeah, it was right.
I loved it.
It was everything I wanted. It's fucking stupid monsters fighting each other. I'm tired of there was no politics in it whatsoever, any kind of stupid shit like that. The closest you got was probably Millie Bobby Brown, who didn't need to be in it. There was the little girl who communicated with Kong. I felt that was fine. Yeah, Kong.
But I think she's going to come back into it. I think her character is rather central because she was part of the tribe that all got killed that can communicate with the Titans. I think we're going to see her talking to Godzilla.
All right, okay, that's right. So right, it's plain. It's the plain, most simple fucking plot ever. Yeah, it goes like this.
Yeah, but
Godzilla is attacking things because they're making Mecha Godzilla, and the reason he's attacking it is because it's connected to fucking King Ghidorah's leftover pieces. So he's detecting King Ghidorah, and that's why he's chasing him down. If you hadn't got that, right? And it attacks the thing in Pensacola, Florida, and then they find out that they're using the Hollow Earth to transport stuff from Florida to Hong Kong and back and forth. That was cool. And then there's a Hollow Earth thing. And the long and the short of it is having King Kong fight Godzilla on an aircraft carrier. Not fair at all. All right, not fair at all. Okay, because he's fucking a monkey fighting a lizard in water. Not happening. All right, didn't like that. I was like, Godzilla. I was like, King Kong's fucked in this fight.
Yeah, but he wasn't completely fucked. He held his own reasonably well, and I liked him bouncing across all the boats. I was also there were some fucking awesome moves there by both of them. You know,
just he comes up on board, and just goes bang and smashes it right in the fucking thing. It's awesome.
It was. I had a big smile on my face throughout this entire movie. It was 2 hours of just sheer unadulterated fun. I could have done without Millie Bobby Brown, but she wasn't in it that much. And the podcast guy, they didn't really have much of a story. I'm sorry, I don't know why this kid from Deadpool 2 is so popular. He seems to be popping up in all these movies at the moment. He's just I know this is going to sound wrong, but accent just grates on me. It's a bit like when you watch Star Wars Episode 2, you've got all these freaking Antipodean accents in it, and it's really jarring. In a Hollywood movie, it's really jarring.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that, but then the fucking final scene and a final sort of scene, and fucking Kong with the goddamn axe. Oh, I loved it.
Right, the only reason he didn't lose to Godzilla is because he never finished the job off. Yeah, he didn't finish the job off.
The two kind of have a grudging truce at the end of this, don't they? They kind of like nod at each other because they get the shit out of.
I think what it was that second fight in Hong Kong, Godzilla goes up against King Kong. King Kong fucking beats him. I love the fact that he was trying to rip his mouth open, but every time he tried to rip his jaw off, like he would with the skull crawlers, he would be firing his atomic breath, and you see him go, "Oh fuck, you singed my fingers." Yeah, that was awesome. But he beat him that first round, but he left him. But I think that also is when Godzilla then attacks him for the second round and breaks and dislocates his shoulder. He then leaves him because it's like, well, he left me and he didn't kill me, so I shouldn't really kill him. Sense of honor sort of thing, yeah. So he beats him, and then Godzilla gets the shit kicked out of him by Mecha Godzilla. Fucking bursts through the side of that mountain, and Godzilla's like, "What the fuck is this?" And then you see him, and he tears up the street and the city and stuff. And I've got that scene in my head where he's smashing his face into those buildings because he's got he can charge his hands up and stuff, and he's got rocket boosters to make sure he can move just a bit quicker.
I love the rocket boosting arms. Yeah, that was kind of the rocket boosting punch. That was fucking awesome.
It was that, and he charged the hand up too. That was oh my god, this is stupid, kind of silly fun in regards to what was going on there. But yeah, it's.
I mean, look, it's not an intelligent movie, but you like big monsters, and if you're a big kid like I am, big monsters bashing the shit out of each other for 2 hours, it kind of does it for me, and it worked.
Yeah,
this is the thing. This is the best out of all of them. I mean, I kind of like Godzilla 2, which is much better than Godzilla. Go on. I still love Skull Island, even with what's her face in it. I still love Skull Island. I've watched it a couple of times. I really enjoyed that film. So Skull Island is number 2, but I think this just pips Skull Island because it's Godzilla fucking fighting King Kong, and then the two of them fucking team up and fight bloody Mecha Godzilla. They did the most stupid thing. It's the most stupid concept. But you don't give a shit, do you? It's just
I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's stupid in the building of it, yeah. But the way they put it together, this is why I think they missed putting the plates on it, because you could see like the joins where they've got big plates of metal and they kind of just stuck it all together. But if you've ever seen Mecha Godzilla even the thumbnail I've got for this, it's a bit more streamlined. He's got big plate armor over the top of him. So this is like maybe proto Mecha Godzilla. Because they can still recover those bits and fix it and put it back together again. Is the fact that Kong, it's like he beat the shit out of Godzilla, and then King Kong turns around and goes, no, I fucking hate lizards. I really hate lizards, even robot lizards. And then he charges his axe up and just smashes. I just enjoyed the crap out, because Godzilla was like, hang on a second, charges it up, and then all of a sudden he cut through Mecha Godzilla, because before it was just hitting him and it wasn't doing any kind of lasting damage. And then he rips it to shreds, and at the end he just looks at him and then goes off. I just loved it. It was just dumb. It was dumb, and I enjoyed it. And I'm sorry that people it's not supposed to. If you never watched the Toho versions of it, the Toho versions was dumb as fuck too.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole concept is a bit, but it's like, I mean, I've got my nephew here at the moment, and he's into Kong versus Godzilla, and we went to a toy shop and he just saw Godzilla and Kong in a packet. He was like, I want that. So he's been going, Godzilla. So I was like, oh, we're going to watch this. Sat there with me watching this. And it's just like, this is cool. Can't speak, he speaks really little English, but we're watching this movie. You don't need to understand English. You don't need to. It's big monsters knocking the shit out of each other. It's epic.
I'd like to see them do. If they could do a game with the destruction and like kind of like the intervention of like planes and stuff in there. That would be fucking awesome. I loved it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was stupid, but it was stupid in an entertaining way, because it's like Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw is stupid, but in an entertaining way.
Yes.
But then again, you can play it to the Snyder Cut, and the Snyder Cut needed editing. Sorry, Zach. Edit your fucking films.
Your Snyder Cut needed to be cut.
Yes. You're gonna be I'm gonna put the Gareth cut together, which is gonna cut out the fucking slow. I'm gonna know where it's slow motion. I'm gonna speed it up, put the Benny Hill music on it.
Well, yeah, the 3 minutes of Nordic singing. Yeah.
Fuck off. I've already bitched and moaned about that one. Right. Keith, we're about to go on to the next section, but there was something you were going to tell us earlier.
Oh, so both you both have obviously played Miles Morales, right? There's a suit mod, okay, and I think it's called Into the Spider-Verse suit mod, right? Now, I enabled my suit with this and forgot I'd done it. And all of a sudden, the game starts what I thought was losing frames. I thought, what the fuck? I start a new game and it's working fine. I come back and load my game. I'm going, what the shit? And I was like, I'm trying to, I'm like this epic fucking showdown with Rhino in the sort of, what's his face, Roxxon thing, right? And it was all jittery and I couldn't fucking play it properly. It took me ages to defeat him, right? And I'm thinking, what the fuck? How can this game is available for the PS4? It's just done an update. I wonder if the updates killed it. I'm googling, going, latest update to PS4. No. And then in this forum, like about the 5th fucking page ago, did you just enable your thing? Oh, it's the Spider-Verse mod. Oh, I've enabled it. Oh, the game works again. I was like, oh dear.
So
the Spider-Verse mod. It makes it work like the movie.
It makes it look like the film.
It looks like it's dropping frames, right? And it gets progressively worse when a lot of shit's going on the screen. So it mimics frame loss. It mimics frame loss, and it fucks it because it makes it like almost really difficult to play. So
I did use that suit very briefly. I turned it on and went, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
That's cool. The suit is fine. It's a mod, so you install suit mods, don't you? And I enabled the suit mod just to see what it was all about, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together because why would you create a mod that makes the game worse? Then I actually read the small print and understood it.
Okay, all right. The Hobbit has just said Godzilla vs. King Kong 2021 is the cinematic equivalent of having your brain smoothed over by a floor buffer. I would describe it more as if it was food, this would be a kebab.
Yeah.
A really good kebab after you've had a good night at the pub. You got good night at the pub, you want to soak up some alcohol. It's crappy junk food, but at the time it was needed. You can regret it in the morning. Get out. Okay, all right. And on that note, I think it's time we move to our last story. Here we go. Woman left in hysterics after spray tan leaves her looking like Ross from Friends. Rachel Waters claims that she took 5 showers after a tanning disaster left her with an unexpected shade of mahogany just before she was going to she was going on holiday the next day. Let's find the picture. Oh dear.
Oh,
hang on a second. They got Ross from Friends there.
Oh yeah.
Don't you remember the episode where?
Amazing.
Dear,
oh my god!
Where he keeps turning around and it's spraying him the same thing. If you just stood still, Ross, it wouldn't have gone wrong. But brilliant. Oh dear!
He had to go on holiday. Could you imagine to go through passport control? Is this you? Yeah.
You don't look like you.
It looks like you covered yourself in felt tip pen, lady.
Did you fill in a bath of coffee and it dyed your skin? Or?
Yeah, I those spray tan things, they're not worth it. Anyway, I think it's time we said goodbye, guys. So it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye from me.
And we will see you in the next podcast. Bye. Me and Nige are planning on streaming this week. The problem is we're playing a game called A Way Out, and my character looks like a French porn star.